10 signs that show you have pissed off an introvert person. Did you know introverts are often quiet, reserved, and thoughtful individuals? An introverted person usually does not like special attention or purposefully seek any form of social engagements. There are ways to tell if a person is shrinking. For example, if one is often reserved, quiet, rigid, calm, reliable, they may fall under the introverted human personality. So the friend or colleague who is very self-aware, does not like group work, is often tired after human interaction, and is very reflective, is most likely an introvert. On the other hand, some have few but close friendships, prefer to text than talk, and take their time in decision-making. The polar opposite of introversion is extroversion. This is characterized by talkativeness, high energy, and outgoing tendencies. The difference in these is basically, introverts vitalize by withdrawing from people, while extroverts draw energy by interacting with people. We shall be looking at introverts in today's video. As already explored, persons who have this personality trait are not the best when openly declaring their feelings and being confrontational. This means if you happen to piss one off, you may never be confronted. Here, we have curated 10 signs to tell that you have pissed off an introvert. We don't want you to go about your day while your friend boils with anger you have no clue exists. But before I give you the clues, make sure to hit the subscribe button now. Number 1. Avoiding calls and cutting access. This is one of the traits of every introvert, so you might not take immediate notice. This is easily the norm, but you would notice that they are restricting your access to them. This may include refusing to answer your calls even when they are not busy. An introvert believes that cutting access to them is the best way to avoid confrontation and future disrespect. They will no longer place calls to you and very well restrict calls coming from you. You may find the excuses they give for not picking up your calls are very animated and something that shouldn't hold a person from calling you back. Number 2. Resorting to text. This may be the next step after refusing to respond to your calls. An introvert prefers text to calls, and this might heighten when you piss them off. They will now reply on simple yes, no, and okay replies to all your texts. Keep in mind that they are trying to avoid confronting you, and so they may not be mean, but they will definitely sound uninterested in their responses. So if the formally detailed and reflective texters start sending one-word replies, you might want to reevaluate your recent interactions and try to find out where you may have pissed them off. Number 3. Passive-aggressive behavior. This is simply referred to as being aggressive in an indirect way. So a conflict resolution point for an introvert is to merely act like there is no conflict. The introverted person you have pissed off will act polite in front of you to avoid being asked to explain why they are angry. This will mean that they may still be interacting with you, but doing so in the most insincere way and excusing themselves as soon as the awkward charade ends. This can happen for years, and one may never know why the connection is no longer genuine except for the introvert. Number 4. Refusing help. A person refusing to express their true feelings may just as well mean that they will not ask for help. However, you would realize that once you've formed a relationship with an introvert, they may not refuse the support you offer if you insist. This will no longer be the case once you manage to piss them off. They will outright refuse to acknowledge any form of concern expressed and then coldly reject any help or support offered as a way to again cut access. Number 5. Indifference. This is the one that may be easily identified. This is the whatever or cool mode. Anyone who has built a relationship with an introvert knows that they are thoughtful and reliable. This position is, however, lost once a person has pissed them off. Now, you are going to not hear detailed thoughts on what you need a second opinion on. It could just be you asking them about basically anything, and they will not give you a direct answer. Once again, be reminded that there is a way that aggression can be passive, and one of the ways to blatantly refuse to care. Number 6. Redrawing into work or school. An introvert is always recharging their social battery by focusing on work or school, but once they are pissed off, they may now entirely withdraw from humans and focus solely on their work and school. This may be that they are now critical of people in general, or that they want to seem busy to avoid being demanded to explain their new behavior. It is worth noting that introverts naturally get into professions that have close to zero human interaction, so this is perfect for them to zone out of social situations when they are pissed off. Hey, at this point, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Number 7. Social awkwardness. If you meet an introvert you have pissed off in public, you will know the difference in their relations. Once they are around you, the conversation will be polite and short, but they may put more effort into interacting with everyone else. As a result, there may be that awkwardness, especially when a person is not aware that they have pissed an introvert off. Now imagine trying to show affection and being all excited to meet an introvert. Instead, they just give fake smiles while looking like they want to get out of the situation and talk to others. This will hurt more if they have not been like this around you in the past. Number 8. Choosing other friends. An awkward public interaction may be one aspect of an introvert's way to subtly say that they are pissed off. There is also the situation where they are responding more to other friends than you. So imagine telling someone that your introverted friend hates phone calls, and that is why they have not returned any of your calls all week, then finding out that they have been actively speaking to someone else all week. This is very likely. An introvert being pissed at you does not mean they may entirely ignore everyone. There is the chance that they are still reliable, thoughtful, and insightful friends to everyone else but you. Number 9. Choosing to be alone. If an introvert could help it, they will always choose to be alone. This may not be possible in the ideal world, but if you piss an introvert off, then they can opt to be alone at times when they used to be slightly sociable. Think of being the one who used to encourage an introvert to come out and join the rest of the office for happy hour drinks on Thursday nights. The fact that you have pissed them off would mean easily avoiding your calls, making excuses, or simply replying no to your want to hang out tonight texts. Then again, in this case, you can see them freely responding to others and speaking to them more. This will mean that to avoid awkward social interaction, the introvert will choose to stay alone and leave everyone else to hang out. Number 10. Overreacts over small things. The immediate cause of an introvert being pissed off will not be openly disclosed, but you might find that they are more irritable. The small things that they used to ignore are going to be the reason for their blowing up. Once you notice that the person is reacting to things the way they didn't used to, you might want to check yourself and explore the possibility of pissing them off. I believe that the ideal strategy is not to piss off an introvert. You may not want to have a lifelong enemy you do not know of. Suppose this strategy fails and you succeed in pissing off your introverted family, friend, or colleague. In that case, I hope you can catch the subtleties and make amends. I know that it may also be another struggle to see if you're forgiven or not, but at least you'll know that you have pissed them off. This is where we will end today's discussion. See you next time. Bye bye.